This is my review of the new Twisters movie. Now, honestly, I'm very pleasantly surprised by this movie. Going to seeing it, I wasn't expecting a lot. I mean, this is a popcorn movie, obviously, and these days popcorn movies tend to suck. I mean, they're just full of bad CGI, big plot holes, and the characters don't really seem to care that much about the movies, in my opinion. So yeah, this was a good movie. Now the plot is very simple. It's not too complicated. It's basically people chasing twisters around. Now it shows two groups of people chasing the twisters. One is a group of PhDs and scientists chasing it to collect data on it so that they can predict when the next twisters are going to show up, in which place, to get a pre-warning of when it's about to show up. And then there's another group who's chasing after these twisters just for the thrill of it and to get YouTube views. Yeah, these guys are YouTubers and influencers, and you can see them recording everything as it happens. And it's interesting to see these two groups interact with each other. The main characters from these two groups, one is a tornado wrangler. He seems like a normal guy. He's played by Glenn Powell. And then there's another scientist, a female scientist. Now, in the beginning of the movie, they show a backstory of how she and her friends went after some twisters to collect dead to destroy a twister, and her friends end up dying because they miscalculated the strength of the tornado. And so you see her dealing with that in this movie as she comes back into this field after a long time, and you see him and her interacting, and it honestly feels very organic and good. It doesn't feel forced at all. Now, as I said, there isn't much that big of a storyline here. They're basically chasing the twisters around, and in some point in the movie, the tornado wrangler, he finds out that the scientist, she was trying to find a way to destroy the tornadoes as soon as they appear so that it won't destroy towns. And they decide to work together and try to create a way to destroy the tornadoes. Now you see a lot of tornado action in this movie, just refreshing. That's what people want to see in this movie, and you get plenty of it. You see the towns getting destroyed, cities getting wrecked, trucks flying. Although I don't think I saw any cows flying, which is a little disappointing. But whatever. You see people getting sucked up. And it was an exciting movie. You actually feel like any of the characters could die at any point. But the main characters don't die, fortunately. But lots of villains die anyway. That's something. And yeah, so they decide to try and stop this tornado. And they go after one tornado, and it turns out that tornado hits into an oil refinery plant or something, and it catches fire, and it becomes a huge dust tornado full of smog, and it's heading to destroy an entire town. And they decide to go after it and try to stop it. So that's basically the main theme of the movie, and spoiler, they succeed in the end, even though the town gets a bit destroyed. And you see the tornado collapsing on it, which is a pretty interesting thing to see. I think it's based on how tornadoes actually work in real life. Not sure, but feels like it. And they did it really well. So yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good movie with a decent storyline, a lot of action, a lot of tornadoes, and what else? Oh yeah, it has a good ending, which is a big deal these days, I guess. So yeah, that's my review of the new Twisters. Oh yeah, and the guy who's going to be playing Superman is also in this movie, although he's kind of an antagonist. He doesn't have much of a role. I didn't recognize him at first, but he seemed familiar, and then I looked it up, and it was the guy who's going to be playing Superman, so that's something. So yeah, that's my review of the Twisters movie.